Welcome to the Sheep Seats. I'm your host, Matthew, aka Sheep, aka Dark Sheep. Nuz is here, and the draft has already started.
We are underway, man. That did not take as long as I expected it to at all. That became a hurry in a hurry to get things underway. What's up, Sheep?
What's up? Julian's here too. Turbotron's here. Viper's in the draft. What's up, crew? Milo's here. What's up, everybody? Yeah, we're doing a combined Sheep Seats no strip Nez stream here, and thank you, Nez, for joining me. Apologies to anybody who wanted to jump into this. A few minutes ago there was 5 spots left, and the second place Dinger Svi did not get into it, but maybe we can get an overlap stream going. So yeah, we got Viper in here. Davis is in here. That's fun. Brian's in here.
He goes Kyle Tucker at 5, which I guess isn't crazy. That is where he goes. I've been so rarely at the middle of the board that I'm kind of refamiliarizing myself with who goes where. And I'm gonna do Ellie here. This will be my first Ellie share of the season.
JMC is shouting out the sprint here. He missed it. Ooh, Sir Brian with Churio at 8. That is the highest I've seen Churio go. Wow. Get your guys.
This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, I mean, might as well make my first Ellie share in the $50 frozen rope. But yeah, I've been I've had a disproportionate amount of 101s and 102s right now. So no complaints there. Looks like you're ripping Gunner off top here.
Yeah,
a little bit of an ADP value too.
Yeah, I'm surprised that his ADP. I guess I haven't drafted for a few days here. I got a little bit ahead of my pace that I wanted, so I take some time off. Oh, we got T-Bear in here too. Terrence is in here. Excellent.
Oh, let's go.
Viper surprised by your Ellie.
I know.
GM Davis.
GM Davis.
Man, this is hard not to do. We're going behind at infield or at outfield right away. Julio's interesting here, but hard to pass up Jose Ramirez coming to me back here.
You'll figure it out. You just gotta close your eyes and double tap 2 of the most elite points getters in the tournament sometimes, and just figure it out later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a fun start. And very fitting that you guys just wrapped up parts 1 and 2 of infield, and here you go. Looks like you got infield fever, taking these guys off the hop there. That was good stuff. I just finished up part 1 of that.
Yeah, this series where we talk through so many players is really fun to do. It's interesting because I feel like I'm being negative on so many players. I don't know. It's hard to, when you're talking about every player, it's hard to be positive about every guy. You kind of don't want to. I don't know.
No, you got to give pros and cons. I think, with talking with John, we've only done a few baseball shows so far.
Yeah.
And my takeaway is it's so easy to and it's always been it's so easy to talk bad about pitchers. That takes nothing to give a negative take on a pitcher. But in infield, it's good to be aware of some of these guys' flaws for sure.
Yeah. If you don't know, the Stacking Dinger show, we had 2 shows this week, split into about an hour and a half on the top 10 rounds, an hour and a half on the bottom 10 rounds of infielders. And this week, upcoming will be outfielders. I haven't confirmed with you, but hopefully you'll be joining us on one of those.
This week, yeah, I'll be good this week.
And last week's guest on the Sheep Seat, Spencer, is going to be joining us on the first one. So
nice. Yeah, I'm so Andrew in the comments here and I haven't listened to part 2 yet. I feel very much the same way. Like, I do not like the late infielders. Yes, the position by volume is deeper. I do not love infield this season, really,
Okay, interesting.
or at least in the in the late rounds.
Yeah, I have a couple of targets there. I can't say that. Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, the second half of the show is like, hey, this guy is a good stack partner, and then that kind of what it turns into a lot at the end there.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm excited to listen to that and hopefully get some newer, fresher ideas.
All right, man, let's do it. Let's even climb down the hole deeper. Let's see what we can do with the triple infielder start.
Wow.
Take this fall on Devers.
No one dare do this.
I don't have any of these in the frozen rope, so I've done a couple of slows.
I've only done slows for frozen rope right now. But I will definitely be max entering it. I'm not sure how many of my drafts will be fast, but I do plan on doing the slow draft route for most of my baseball stuff this spring and winter. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me, but I'll eventually get into the fast draft streets. I just really enjoy slow draft baseball as I reacclimate myself with ADP and projections and give my time to like think about my picks more. Like, I almost missed my pick here on this fast draft with you already.
You're not used to it.
I just do silly stuff like that.
All right. So thinking about this build, Brian Reynolds stands out like a really great first outfielder to just cash in some points.
Yes. I like it. Like for a first outfielder and you're trying to play catch up, like at least you know the points are coming. Maybe they're not as many points as other outfielders will give you on a week-to-week basis. You at least know they will be there. So yeah, I think that's a nice first outfielder.
I did have Riley Green highlighted here. Just thinking future. You have the Kerry Carpenter, Parker Meadows future outfielder combo, which Pittsburgh there's no really future outfielder to think about adding.
You don't want to add Tommy Pham?
I mean, I do. Do I want to? Yes. Am I going to? Probably not.
Yeah, right, against better judgment.
Yeah. All right. Now let's check out.
I'm going to go 3 outfield with you, man. I'm going to copy your start and go Corey Seager.
Okay. You do have, you have a Jackson Maryland there. All right. Let's check out some comments here. Beamer, Acuna ADP falling. No, this is about where he goes. 20, somewhere in this second round. Sometimes gets over to the third. I don't know that it's fallen enough.
I don't have any yet.
Robbie, 150 to 200-ish feels kind of dead for infield, but there's some fun last round darts. I think, right, Julian, merits taking low investment costs in SP because how easily they fluctuate in ADP. I don't know about this. I'm for the most part, I'm trying to be pretty flat on pitcher again this year.
Yeah.
Try to take them all over the place. Obviously, this build doesn't really lean to you kind of have to give up on pitcher to try and get back in outfield. But like even this start for our Houston, I don't hate this year just because you're still getting some elite outfielders.
For sure. I think it's crazy that there's only 5 pitchers that have gone off the board so far. I mean, I know this is not unusual, or 4 pitchers that have gone off the board so far. I know it's not unusual, but like it's just crazy the way that like pitching is just always like one of the best picks on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and take yet another infielder. I gotta take O'Neal Cruz.
Okay, the cover boy.
I'm pushing the price up. I was taking Ozzie Albies for a while, over O'Neill, and then I was like, I want to have O'Neill Cruz on my teams, man.
Yeah.
So I'm taking him over Ozzy, and I know that he can have big weeks too. And I never even was that much of an Ozzy guy. And then like middle of last year, and when it wasn't even as good year, kind of like turned the page for me personally. So I'm back on the O'Neill train.
All right. Well, we got it. As long as we're doing it, we might as well do it. Although, latest news is Yelich is not necessarily ready for opening day, so he might even fall more.
Yeah, I wonder how much more he can fall, given that the outfield thirst this season. I think this is a great price for Christian Yelich.
Yeah, I've been taking him here in a round. A big surprise in a round earlier.
Yeah, I think I think one thing that you could maybe say, especially because of this start for yourself, all right, maybe either outfield overdrive here, or you potentially make this an 8 outfield team because you have Yelich potentially banged up and you got a late start. I don't think that's crazy to overcompensate. This is a nice way to catch back up too.
Yeah, with Gunnar adding Cowser here, I like that.
From a team standpoint, do you think the Orioles, at least in my opinion, I think the Orioles are kind of undervalued because these guys are just very generic looking and very generic named, and nobody kind of knows who they are. Do you agree, or do you think they're fairly priced? Because I think they're not pretty. I do think they're just undervalued. Period.
I think they're undervalued for sure. I think it's also part of it is they have so many guys going.
It's true.
And even you get late and you have Heston Kierstead, and you're like, what role are all these guys going to have? I think there's still some
and then
question.
They keep signing outfielders.
Right.
They won't stop. Stop it. All right, 4-1 start here. I think I'm gonna do a Philly stack, and I do not normally take this guy, but Nick Castellanos makes sense on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only time I take him is in stacks.
Yeah,
he's definitely a stack only.
Yeah, big time counting stats guy.
Any teams that you feel like you're fading so far?
Ooh,
either on purpose or not. Svi here is St. Louis and Minnesota.
This probably doesn't even count as this doesn't even count as an answer. No, I can't even say the Pirates, because the Pirates are having 2 dudes drafted the entire draft. I think for me, this may be a cheap answer too.
Okay.
I mean, the Guardians, I don't have any Quan or Lane Thomas.
I mean, they take out your favorite guy. What's the point of drafting?
Yeah, exactly. You take Josh Naylor from me. I'm drafting Lourdes Gurriel now. That's what happens.
Follow your guy.
Yeah. As far as the good teams go, I don't think I'd have to check. I know that I'm not fading the Twins and the Cardinals, though. I know that much.
Yes. As soon as I start 3 infielders, I start thinking about the Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar combo later.
Mm-hmm.
And Wilson Contreras in there, who I've been saying, and I said it in this last episode, I think Wilson Contreras is the best value infielder on the board.
You think so? I haven't checked out his how he performed last year, because he was hurt a lot, or what his projections look like. So,
because moving to first base, just clearing up that health risk of catching, and he's always been a good stick. So yeah,
that's eye opening. I don't know what you think about Profar, but I just think that the situation for him makes it hard to fail. So he's my outfield 3 here.
Yeah, I think you're overpaying for him, but I think it's fine. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's hard to kind of put yourself into the underdog scoring brain. At least for me, I'm trying harder to do that, and just hey, this guy is gonna get runs and ribbies, and those don't really show up in the stats I typically care about, but they are going to help in this format here.
All right, so we're starting to think about pitcher.
There's so many good pitchers on the board.
I mean, there's at this point in the draft, you can just find a pitcher. I can find a pitcher at any point. All right, so yeah.
No, I think Ward was a good pick.
I was thinking about something spanky or special there, but I didn't go with it. Andrew, what do we think the Baltimore Park change? It's only going to be better for hitters. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know how great it's going to be. It's not going to be like extremely great, but it can only get better. So
yeah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way it hurts. Yeah.
All right. So I kind of. All right, we're gonna do it.
All right, let's go.
We're gonna jump him up. Health news has been pretty good on him lately.
Yeah,
Spencer Strider. So we're doing it. We're gonna take him here ahead of these more reliable option, Kirby or Webb, or I mean, even Hunter Green might be a more reliable option for what we know.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, like, I think things can only get rosier for Strider as we get closer to the season. If it turns out he's only going to miss like 1 week, it's just like, hey, 15-day IL and then he's active. If we get in some news like that, he probably goes like top 50, I would imagine. Like, I think he would take a massive jump.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're just the issue is you're going on a guy with 2 Tommy Johns, right?
Right. Yeah. At least this one was like elective. I'm skipping over my son Josh Naylor to take your boy Shota here.
Yeah.
Who had a hell of a debut last year, and I think showed a ton of upside. Even though like things like did sort of get away from him for a little bit there because his start was just so hot, but I can't get over that first half of the season that he had.
Yeah, for sure. I'm having a hard time getting to him this year because I like other guys there better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he's fine.
Do you like are you normally taking bats there, or do you have pitcher preferences over him right now?
I mean, I'll be honest. I'm taking. I guess Framber doesn't usually fall there. I like Framber here.
Yeah.
I have been taking Jacob deGrom. Trying to cash that bet. I guess maybe I'm trying to think who else is here.
Man,
I'm bringing up Hunter Brown a lot too, which
okay. Yeah, he's like Hunter Brown versus Gallen is definitely a debate for me. Just looking at those two right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I will probably go actually Tyler O'Neill here, to be honest.
Come on. I almost took him instead of Ward. I almost bumped him up. That was my spicy thing I was going to do for the Baltimore stack.
Yeah, you almost got him 2 picks after. Yeah, dude. I was kind of light on O'Neill.
I mean, he's not going to play all season, I'm sure, but
yeah. But when he does,
it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so options here. We could go with a little Jorge Soler. I'd probably, yeah. We're gonna take Hunter Brown. Like I said,
I like him over Schwellenbach
here. This I highlighted him because he's someone I haven't got any of, and I want to get to some Schwellenbach. Because a lot of times here I'm going risky with Glass now, or Grayson, or Hunter Brown, or like a bounce back Kevin Gausman season.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of Schwellenbach this year. I guess maybe I just need to do a little bit more research on him. But like, yeah, I'm having trouble paying the price tag on him right now.
Yeah, so with that, I go to 3, 3, 4. I'm feeling pretty good about my outfield now. Although we are definitely getting to the cliff.
Oh yeah. The cliff is is upon us. I will say this is like probably the fastest baseball draft that I think I've been in. Like we're almost halfway done. 20 minutes in. These things normally get to a slog, but people were ready. People got their ranks in. George Springer goes there. Do you have any George Springer yet?
In stacks, yeah. And
Okay.
Viper says here he's been collecting Bo Bichette at 100 plus. I have more hope for George Springer than Bo Bichette personally. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm worried about both of them.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, definitely.
I would probably lean Bo Bichette just for the age.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you did take Grayson there.
I did.
I have not said this out loud, but as a previous 2-year Grayson Bowl, I'm not taking him a whole lot. I just don't know if he can pitch a whole season at this point.
Yeah, no, I mean that's totally fair, right? I mean, back-to-back seasons of issues, and last year, the lat stuff is scary,
right?
But
yeah,
yeah, he's just like you know me, you were on the train too.
Oh yeah,
I got to stick with my guy, man. I got to stick with him. This is a fantastic price for him. He improved last year. I'm still in on Grayson, but like it's scary. Like I'd be lying if I said it wasn't scary. All right, I am back on the clock here. 244 for me. This is where pitcher does start to get pretty. Like I don't think you can really kick the can down the road any further with pitcher, but like man, Jordan Westberg is here, and I've got Tyler O'Neill, so I'm going.
okay.
I'm going Westberg.
Yeah,
I can't help myself. I'm playing with fire.
I would have grabbed him there in the Baltimore stack if you had not.
Yeah.
Davis says, I do drafts in the morning. Half the people never asleep from the night before, and on auto,
yes,
takes like 90 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. This is nice. This is a good pace. This is Rob Manfred drafting.
Jason, the year is 2032. This is our year.
Come on.
For this. Yeah. I think
have some faith. The kid's what, 25? 25.
All right, this is interesting because Gaussman is falling.
Blade. Damn.
Yeah, that was the guy I wanted here. Was Blade. All right, let's do this. I said I was into Kevin Gaussman, bounce back. I don't think he's going to be like Cy Young competitive, but I think the outcome he had last year was pretty poor, and I think he's better than that, even though he still
just
remains...
feels like too hard of a downturn,
right,
for a guy that's been so good for like 5 years before then, and wasn't really reliant on like his velo necessarily. So,
right.
Yeah, I think he's the pitching ADP right now is just like it's so awesome.
All right, I kind of want to take an outfielder. Do we want to do a Matt Wallner? I do kind of like still just getting Jackson Holiday here.
Yeah, he's an interesting one, Holiday.
Yeah, we're gonna increase this Baltimore stack and push outfielder down the road. Coach Nez is in here.
Let's go.
Grayson is going to be real good this year, so we've heard it here.
He's a pitching head, so he knows. He called me out because I said I wasn't drafting Pirates. We were talking hitters. I have probably too much Bubba Chandler in drafts, but that's probably not going to stop me tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want Andrew McCutchen. He's gonna get hurt. Tommy Pham, he's not going to be on the Pirates, and then he's going to go to a part-time role eventually in the playoffs when we want this.
Yep.
I can't say that I hated just like last round Spencer Horwitz, but now with him needing hand surgery and everything, it's just like can't do it.
Yeah,
All
you saw he that wrist surgery was insane, dude. They knew he had wrist problems.
That doesn't make any sense at all. I forget, who did they even trade? Oh, it was, I don't even remember.
Luis Ortiz.
Okay.
So Luis Ortiz, probably, if you're not a Pirates fan, you're probably like, who cares? He was like in the midst of like a breakout last year. I mean, he kind of broke out his rookie year when he first came up. He was like, I showed clips. I think you were in there. I was showing clips of him throwing 100.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes out.
That's right.
And then his K rate went down like for some reason, but he was still having like a really good year. And now he's going to like a great organization in Cleveland. And the Pirates gave up like a really, and I think he's a really solid arm. And they were like, we want the guy that slugs 400 and plays a corner infield position that has a lingering wrist issue. And you can take Ortiz, and they gave up some other guys too.
We got Michael Kennedy, I think.
This is going to be. I'm going to go with Flaherty here. Okay. I haven't taken a ton of Flaherty because I'm a little. It's a little bit of sticker shock for me because he was like my 20th round darling last year.
Yeah, I mean,
so now he's all the way up here, but now that he's back in Detroit, I'm like, yes.
Okay.
Give me Flaherty in Detroit.
To me, for you, if I was you, I'd be like, I won the health bet for 1 year. So, like, not having to bet again, I don't hate that. Okay. Let's see. I am flat right now.
In numbers, but.
In numbers. Yeah, this is starts to get to be like what we were talking about for infielders that like I see the case for a lot of these guys, but it's tough to get super excited about any of them.
Yeah, for sure. It's really bad down here. This range, personally, man, I think this is where like the Cardinals outfielders should be going, like right here.
Okay. That's like, interesting.
Everyday roles, average to above average, projections, versus part-time players and injury-prone players here at outfield. I guess I just don't really think it makes a lot of sense that they're pushed down so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my guy Robbie Ray here. I think these three guys, Robbie Ray, Spencer Arrighetti, and Mackenzie Gore, and even Sean Manaea to some extent. In this group, I like
Manaea.
These guys.
I like taking a shot on Ray too because the park is just incredible.
Yeah, and for him, it's like I know he got back to pitching last year, right? And he looked fine up until a hammy issue, but that part scares me more than anything. Is the follow-up hammy issue after coming back from TJ last year?
Yeah, he has not pitched very much in a year that is within the 2020s. It's been a while since we've seen Robbie Ray, but if we can get him back, man, he's gonna be exciting.
All right, your pick, Julian here is saying that he's worried about the small contract on Flaherty just being kind of indicative of where the medicals are after last season. We saw him kind of fade down the stretch.
Yeah, he faded big time with LA, which was super concerning for sure. I guess I don't think he got he almost got $20 million a year, and yeah, I think there is definitely concerns about him holding up.
They gave Alex Cobb 16, so How much more is that for Flaherty?
He what?
They gave Alex Cobb 16 on the same team, so how much more is that?
Well, that was the damn we missed on Bregman deal.
That's true. That's true. Although, I don't know. I don't know how much he was ever going to go there. Like after the fact now, like getting to hit in that right field friendly Fenway, like it just makes total sense for what Bregman is thinking he is, because he thinks he can still get this big, huge contract. Even though I think the league is just done with his type of hitter at that age.
That was the best thing for him, and I think it was a great addition for the Red Sox. I think it was a perfect like win-win situation there for team and player. Yeah, because I agree. I think his profile is scary as hell for a lot of teams.
Question here from Tate while you're doing your pick. When we keep saying playoffs, it is the actual playoffs or the end of the regular season, like for NFL best ball? It depends. Usually we're talking about playoff rounds of this contest. Sometimes, we're talking about a player last year in the playoffs, but if we're talking forward looking, we're usually talking about this contest playoffs.
Yeah. If we're talking about real playoffs, we will address it as the postseason. We will.
I probably won't.
you don't say postseason?
I don't think so.
Oh.
All right. We're looking.
There goes Xavier Edwards. I
have you
talked about Xavier Edwards and I indulged him, and then everybody yelled at me and said I wasn't allowed to take him because he never hits a home run. So now I'm not taking him anymore.
All right, we're doing this. We're going 7 outfield. Terrence, I don't think you're going to do it. Don't take Lars Newbar on me, but we're flipping the board a little bit at the end here. I've said it before. At this point in the draft, I think ADP is meaningless. Even maybe even a few rounds earlier than this.
It is. It's totally meaningless. Like, I think this is like the biggest league in drafters games. Is not just like, and some people maybe just don't have the player pool knowledge to know who to scroll to. Right. But caring about like if you like a 20th round, if you like multiple 20th rounders,
yeah,
it literally just like you can take them here, especially if you're in a fast draft like us and you like don't know who you like, but you like a 20th rounder, take that guy. Like you lose next to nothing in this range. I fully agree.
Yeah, all positions. I mean, maybe a little less so on outfielder, but I mean.
Oh, yeah. All positions.
Yeah. Starting, I mean, maybe not pitcher in this 13th, but these guys, infielders now, even outfielders that are going in the 13th could be swapped with 20th rounder. Well, I don't know. Like Parker Meadows, what if he ends up in a platoon? We're hoping for that breakout on him this year. We're hoping he leads off against both handed guys, but what if he ends up in a platoon? Mm-hmm. He hasn't really shown a ton against lefties yet, so, and they're so lefty heavy that it just like, yeah. When I was talking about poking holes in guys earlier, when you're going through the list, that's where you start to see as you're looking. Okay, this guy's in the 14, and I'm talking about this guy in the 20th. Later on, half an hour on the thing, and like there's not a lot of difference. Like this guy's got projected for 20 home runs, 5 steals, and 60 RBIs. Like a lot of the infielders from 15th round on just have that you want to have that same projection.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's why I like doing the slow drafts. Like I said, just because like if the guys aren't passing the smell test, I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to take a guy that I just think has a better ceiling here. Well, I'm all the way down. Speaking of, all right, I got 4 picks left. 5, 6, 5. Let's see here. Let me think this through for a second. I'm gonna need some pitching. Let's take a shot. Let's take another shot at pitcher here with Lodolo.
Love it.
Let's get him 150 innings. I think that's
okay. So do you know how many innings he threw last year?
Was it 100 or even not even?
It was 140. He threw a lot more than I thought he did.
Wow.
Like, I was thinking, or I'm lying. It's 115.
Still, I remember it being like 100, like over 100. Now I did not expect it to be that.
Anyway, all right, we get my guy Wilson Contreras to go with Walker and Nootbaar. Let me look this up. Maybe he had some rehab innings too. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah, they don't have his minor. They don't have his minor league stuff.
Just gotta click the right
on Fangraphs.
Okay, he had 7.2 more innings in his rehab. So
I'm just obsessed with the K rate. Just get this dude healthy when it matters the most.
Yeah. And we don't have to worry about putting him in and out of our lineups when he's at home and away. That's the other thing. Like in Roto, you're getting him maybe half of his starts.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We can take the good with the bad here. I didn't realize too. I just looked at Wilson Contreras. I did not realize how good he was last year. He was excellent.
So I'm at 5.57. Maybe I shouldn't do this. No, I shouldn't do this. Let's take some real pitcher oatmeal here with Gavin Williams. Because I already got Strider. I got Robbie Ray. So I kind of have enough health risk built into this lineup.
Man, Woodruff is interesting.
I mean, my bags are packed on Robbie Ray and Brandon Woodruff. No surprise there for Brandon Woodruff, but I almost took him there. But then I saw I had Ray and Strider, and mostly Strider. I don't want 2 guys that I know are going to potentially miss a week to a month to start.
I kind of think this Brandon Woodruff price is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean,
we have
you don't have to tell me.
We have like no evidence that he's bad now. He's just been hurt.
Right.
And we act like this guy's Jacob deGrom as far as like the injury proneness for him.
I think what it comes down to is we don't know as much about the surgery, the shoulder surgery that he had. We don't have as many examples of, this guy's, he comes back and this is what we expect when they come back from Tommy John. We kind of have that built into our knowledge at this point. So I think that's part of what the question is. And I mean, he could still come out and have no velocity. I don't until I see some velo numbers on him. I'm not like super. My concern is going to be there until we start seeing that.
Yeah, no, I mean it's totally fair. I just feel like for as good as he is, and where we're taking other guys who have injury questions, like like the math just doesn't make sense to me. Is I guess like where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean if you Davis goes with Kumar the rocker there.
I was not familiar with your game, Davis. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
I mean, check out this Jackson Jobe, Colt Keith, CES, Kumar rocker. Davis is a young guy. He's after all these young guys.
All right, I'm going to take a young guy here. I got 2 picks left, so let me just get Delator on the team out the way right now because I think I'm going to go 8 pitcher or maybe 7. I think I need a 7th outfielder on this team. It's pretty thin, and my Byron Buxton is my outfield 5, so I think I need to bake in some missed time there.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, they brought in what's his name? I'm blanking on his name right now. All right.
Yeah, I know who you're thinking of too.
He was a Cardinal, Met.
I'm totally blanking.
Fast guy. All right, I'm getting Kristen Campbell here. I got all this beef at the beginning of my infield. I mean, I do have some questions about Rafael Devers, like multiple shoulder injuries at the end of last season, but let's shoot the moon here with a Christian Campbell pick.
I like it.
I think maybe people are going to be more scared with the Bregman signing, but I don't think Bregman wants to play second base.
It sounds like, I mean, they got some things to figure out there for sure. Because Rafi is not a great defender. Oh, dude, I love this pick.
Okay, Nestor Cortez coming in, hitting the Milwaukee pitching lab. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised by him this year.
I just think he just is one of the safest options in the 20th round as far as health withstanding. That's the bet you're making every time you draft a pitcher. That if this guy stays healthy, he reminds me of the Flaherty pick last year that I made.
Yeah.
So I could go Kerstad, but I think I'm going to surprise you with a different pick instead here.
You were going to take Bubba Chandler. Did you miss him?
T-Bear took him. And I want a 7th outfielder, and I'm going to go with this guy.
Oh, I don't think that's surprising at all.
I haven't seen him go that much.
I mean, that's true. I think he's a great pick for where he's going. Speaking of comparing, okay, I know this is you're not gonna like this, but I mean,
I might.
Kerry Carpenter, Matt Wallner, these platoon bats, right, that are going in the 12th round, they have a lot more power than Max Kepler. But what's to say that Max Kepler doesn't score more points than guys like that?
I mean, do you know? So I think if you were to ask somebody, the reason why they're not taking Kepler is because they think he's straight platoon. Can you name me the person on the bench who was taking ABs away from Kepler? Without looking at Fangraphs.
It's Rojas.
It's
right?
Johan Rojas.
Right.
I'm not too
He's
worried.
not taking ABs away from him. He's taking defensive replacements away from him. And when they signed him, they said he's not going to platoon. So, I mean, that doesn't mean it's true, but when they signed him, that was the plan.
When push comes to shove, they're Kepler might just have to. They have no problem putting out a bad defensive lineup. They did it. They've done it every year that they've been good. Nick Castellanos is in the outfield. It is what it is. We're just gonna score more runs than you. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, and the latest they're saying is JT Realmuto is gonna get some playing time at DH this year to catch less games. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, that kind of clouds up your idea of the outfield because then they have to put Schwarber in the outfield. But he played 5 games at the outfield last year. They don't want to do that.
I think I think that's just going to mean less Real Muto, period.
Yeah, I think that's probably more true.
They just got to keep him fresh as possible because he's getting up there in age. And yeah.
All right, you're going to have to translate for this for me, Inez. I don't know what any of these words mean. I know what cashed and plus 500.
So it's the NBA All-Star Weekend. Prior to they have what's called the Rising Stars. Think of that as the futures game for NBA.
Okay.
So Bryce McGowan's is a young player, and he just hit a nasty 3. I guess Julian had the over because Julian's in a legal betting state.
Okay.
So I guess he had the over on Bryce McGowan's. Underdog let me play pick'ems on the Celebrity All-Star game.
Okay. I saw you post something. I didn't know what any of the names were, but okay, that makes sense. I saw you tweet something
For the
about
audience.
numbers.
For the
Yeah.
audience, Sheep does not know, and this is not. You shouldn't feel bad about this. You should not know who these are. You're a father. Sheep was unfamiliar with Kai Cenat and Drewski. I just need to
No
let the
idea who
audience know.
either. They sounded like esports players. That's what I saw. I was like, "What
These
esports?"
esports names are ridiculous. Like I cannot believe some of these names.
That's the bottom, Nez.
I
did.
won.
I have to raise my hand. I did put in 12 lineups into the last Dog Bowl NBA Dog Bowl contest.
Oh man.
I drafted Bowl in every lineup, which did not turn out. I was box store watching there, and
I thought he was a great pick too. I got too excited about Bowl.
So okay, so who is Drewski? And if
he's a content creator, he makes comedic skits. He's been around for quite a few years now. He's a very funny guy.
All right.
And then Kai, you don't know Kai Cenat? I hope not.
No, I don't know that.
He's a Twitch streamer, like probably the most popular Twitch streamer.
Most popular? Okay.
I think he's like number 1 on Twitch.
Okay. Because the days of my knowledge of Twitch streamers was Ninja was the most popular.
Yeah, if you knew Kai Cenat, I would be like, how do you know who Kai Cenat is?
He doesn't stream Magic the Gathering online, does he?
No, he does like sleepovers and has like celebrities come over to his house. Like that's
not Twitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Twitch has changed.
You're getting called out here. He's on Kick.
What? Wait, Kai went to Kick? Wow.
I don't even know what Kick is. I am streaming this multi-stream to Twitch, so I do have a Twitch account.
Wow. I didn't know he actually went when they offered him that. Kick is like bottom of the barrel. Kick will make you like lose your faith in the youth.
Okay.
That is not. I mean, I don't go on there, but I've seen like clips from things on Kick, and it's just like this is terrifying.
All right, so you don't have to stick around, but we got people here. Not everybody got into the draft. I'm gonna get into a dinger draft here.
Yeah, I mean that went by really fast. So
yeah,
I'll stick around for this.
Right.
I'm not going to enter, so other people
Excellent.
can.
So we have 4 spots. All right, Kick is a god awful platform. It sounds like it. I watch most of my stuff on YouTube these days.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do anything on Twitch or anything like that.
Now we got an argument.
Okay, so he I know, like, because I saw the same thing Davis had, and I think Davis thought that he did take the bag. They offered him an amount of money that would like make you throw up, and he turned it down because like his because of like the sentiment that I had about like it was just not a good branding deal. It would have hurt his like future branding. It would have hurt his image. Not because it's like there's bad shit on there. It's just just like Twitch is like Twitch is where you go to live stream. So like
okay. I will maybe save some of my knowledge of relevance. Is Kick the one that lets you do the slot machine streams now?
That is beyond my
okay.
scope. I'm sure they do.
Thanks for hanging out, Viper, and getting in the draft.
What people? Are you watching us in the bar?
Beamer, this is my third 11th hole in a row.
Yeah, I it's been a while since I've drafted back there, but you can do some fun stuff. Jason knows.
Oh, is that it? Is it Steak? Is that the one? I don't know. I feel like
maybe.
Anyway,
dude, that's bad stuff.
Anyway, back to things let's take Kyle Tucker here.
Who are you between there? Who are you debating?
I was thinking about Carroll there.
Yeah,
Tucker and Carroll.
I like Tucker a lot, man. I think the Cubs are going to be really good.
All right, Milo here.
There we go.
They're both owned by the same people.
That would make sense.
I just know that there, and I did watch them. I watched a few of the back when on Twitch there was people just doing these slot machines and getting paid by the companies just because I don't know. Watching numbers go up and down is, that's the game of fantasy.
I mean, I would probably watch it for like 20 minutes.
Right, not for a long time.
Yeah,
but like working, just put some noise on.
That's healthier than actually playing them yourself.
Oh yeah, I only gamble on sports I can win, right?
Gotta have the edge.
I mean, you're joking, but that is kind of what I.
No, I know. I'm dead serious. That is. I'm very much, responsibly putting my volume down now. Ever since I discovered like what it feels like to have an edge, now I don't really want to do anything else other than play what I think I can win.
Yeah, and I've basically assumed that I've peaked at this point.
I mean,
after getting third in the
when you have the year that you had,
yeah.
It's okay to think that like maybe you might not have that much money coming your way again, but you definitely haven't peaked, man. You haven't because that was a different sport. Now you have baseball to realize your edge there.
Yeah, I mean, most of the reason that I entered that NBA dog bowl was just to say, wouldn't this be funny? Wouldn't this be funny?
You and Viper getting back there and then just like taking everybody's money again would be hilarious.
I mean, that's another reason to go hang out with Viper again.
Yeah, that's life changing.
Somehow, the most positive guy yet most superstitious negative guy to himself.
He's the best.
He's awesome. All right. Man, this is always Vlad for me.
Same.
Like it's early on in the bullpen, I was getting a lot of Matt Olson, but since Vlad projections have come out, I'm just buying in again.
And they've been like steady on Vlad for years now. They're like, these systems are so certain that like he should be essentially a first round fantasy pick.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm with you. I'm just like, yeah. It's Vlad Guerrero Jr. That like, I faded him last year, and I mean, like, I don't know, I didn't have anything to show for any of my stances last year, but now I'm taking him this year, like, especially if he falls, like that's a no brainer. But this is right along with ADP. I'm with you. Yeah, I would even reach on Vlad.
Oh yeah, I'll take him over here with any of these outfielders. Then Vlad just feels great.
Yeah, and like over Lindor, yeah, obviously, like when you do that, you're taking him ahead of Lindor too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I have Lindor ranked below Vlad, Freddie, and Matt Olson.
I'm not going to get a lot of Lindor this year. I don't think, not in best ball.
I don't know. The projection's good on him. I feel like I'm paying for his peak year.
Yeah, no, I've never been like the biggest Lindor drafter. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like last year was such an awesome year for him. It would shock me if he eclipses last year.
Yeah.
And like he kind of needs to do that where you're taking him.
The one argument I get is, okay, Juan Soto's on the team now, and it's basically all returning.
You know what? Fair. That's very fair.
All right, let's see what Mang does here. There was these guys. Oh, okay. Brent Rooker all day here.
Yeah, you got me on the Brent Rooker train. I was a little nervous for a little bit.
I just like the Oakland stack this year.
Yeah. There's a lot to like. I think Oakland's lineup is very underrated. The park upgrade is definitely something to be excited about too. I mean, the dimensions are the same, but it's going to be better, better weather and stuff, which makes a difference,
Yeah, and the smaller foul territory is a benefit to hitters.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because like there's less like pop outs.
Right, less pop outs, and there's
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because that Coliseum has that huge fault territory.
It's true. That's gonna be pretty positive for sure. Oakland surprised me with their off season too, like kind of trying.
Yeah, I think Svi here is saying being at the turn is great because you get to be unique easily. I don't think I have a spot I dislike this year. I think at the end it's interesting because you can build early infield builds. At the front, you can just you can get crazy pulling guys up. In the middle, can get starts with like Tucker and Vlad. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, as far as like you like where that would be a good thought exercise or a good data exercise for like Billy or anybody that plays with data. Like, where do the most unique lineups get drafted from? Because in my experience, yes, it's easy to like get different, but you're gonna have a lot of overlap from the 1 and the 12. Like in my example of this would be I made the slow puppy finals, and I had a Gibbs team, and he was like a 1-2 turn pick. I'm like, wow, like I have so many overlap. Like, and I was trying to find the Gibbs teams. It's like, wow, we have so many of the same players on our team. And I was like, oh yeah, because he was a 1-2 turn pick. Kind of forgot about that. So I mean, yeah, you can get unique elsewhere, and it's not the end of the world, but I still feel like the turns have some of the most overlap. I guess would be my rebuttal. I just off of a sample size of one final.
I can see that though. Yeah, especially early, because you're looking at that top ADP. You're like, oh, Pete Alonso. I don't want to scroll down for Pete Alonso. Just that mental hurdle that you have to get over to do it.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting cute.
All right. Somebody asked about team that you're fading, not on purpose, and Phillies are actually one of the teams that I just don't find myself getting to. Because I'm taking, I like Vlad, I like Matt Olson a lot, I like Devers a lot too. Bryce Harper's still great, and I think he's fine, and he's probably on par with those guys, but I just don't do it.
I didn't do it a lot last year, and they're basically the same price. There we go. Look at that. Easy, so easy.
Yeah, Jason here is fading Lawrence Butler here, but drafting him on another more inferior platform, so I possibly can't lose.
He's probably so cheap over there.
This is tough because I like Michael Harris still to have that breakout season. Riley Green, Nimmo, I am not. Oh, excuse me. Other than Stacks, I'm worried about this volume that he's had and this latest tidbit on his thing. Let's see if they have the quote in here. Back to normal following a variety of remedies, including physical therapy, shock therapy, strengthening, and a PRP injection. He's got new cleats. It's like, and wow. The quote I saw from him today was like, it hasn't hurt for like 4 weeks. And I was like, that's not enough time for me to feel confident that it's not going to pop up.
Yeah, man, these feet injuries can linger. Yeah, I didn't know that it was that much of an issue for the kid. That's not. I don't love that. I definitely don't love that. People never really liked Nimmo in these formats either. So I can understand the fade. He's always been somebody that I have taken a lot just because I was like a sucker for, low spike, consistent scoring. Last year though was such a downturn for him. Such a downturn.
He still put up 1,300 points.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy that he still found himself to 90. So I can't remember where he was hitting in the order last year. He must not have been hitting leadoff, huh?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
So here, I got it right here.
Okay.
Thank you to I set up these new like Fangraph widgets. You're up here.
Yeah, I wanted Cease there. All right, we're gonna, since you're here and he's the cover guy.
Oh, let's go.
I was thinking about a pitcher here. I like Reagan's and Burns.
I do like Reagan's. You do have my permission.
But no, let's do it. Let's take an O'Neal Cruz team.
Yeah, so last year he 39 games in the 1 hole, 59 in the 2 hole, 37 in the 3 hole.
Okay. It's kind of all over. That's top of the order.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing this is. I'm going to trust that those numbers add up to 151.
Somebody
but that's
out there
so wild that he slugged. That's so wild. He slugged 400, which is his lowest slug since he's been a big leaguer, other than his 30-game debut, and he put up 90 RBIs. That's wild.
Yeah, so I don't know if he said 91%, but what I was reading that I don't know how they figured this out, but he was sprinting at 91% is what I read today, which is like, I know they have a lot of data tracking in baseball.
That's just so specific.
But
that clearly, that must mean like top speed and not like effort. Because like to be that specific, they must know his top sprint speed is this, and he's sprinting at that. And they took that minus divided by this, and that's how they get it.
Okay. Yeah. Sphere read that too. So I'm not totally crazy. That's some peak spring training stuff. I'm running at 91%.
That's hilarious regardless.
I have been perfectly fine with boring Brandon Nimmo. Maybe just in general, Mets are another team I'm not getting to. I just mentioned Lindor and Nimmo at the top here. Like, unless I'm starting Soto, I'm not really going there very often.
Yeah, I loved Vientos and dailies last year. Not a lot of Vientos for me.
Mm. Yeah, I started pretty hot on him, and then
not a lot of Alonso either. Yeah,
which seems silly. Maybe something I need to correct, because that team could just go nuts.
Yeah, for sure. They're expensive too, though. Yeah. Pete Alonso goes at the end of the third. So if you manage to get Soto, you got to reach to get Alonso. You're not getting Nimmo or Lindor, and you got to reach for Nimmo. It's kind of weird. They go on weird parts of the board where they're hard to stack.
Yeah, I think it's also part of that is Pete just finally being part of the stack.
That too.
It's still evening out. But like we talk about, I almost took Corbin Burns before. I'll take 10 pick drop on Corbin Burns.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Garrett Cole is perfectly fine here.
I think so too.
I don't know. Both of those guys have like this negative aura around them in discussions. Like,
yeah,
up until I think Eno's like the only guy that's still in on Corbin Burns.
Really,
his strike rates have just come down every year, and I mean we've seen Garrett Cole do the same thing, transform himself, like give up strike rate and just like for longevity. So I think there's like when you're looking at exciting guys that have like peaked lately, like Snell or Sale and Blake Snell, like and Logan Gilbert, who had just like an insane season last year, and like young guys like Reagans and Crochet. Like, but like Aaron Nola going before Garrett Cole, I don't get that.
Yeah, that I guess I can. So I can understand it. I don't do it, but I can understand it just because you look at you expand the Aaron Nola player card and you see 200, 199.
Yeah.
You see all these innings,
Yeah.
and then we have Garrett Cole, who thought he was going to go under the knife, and when he came back, it was like little scary. But I wouldn't do that either. I've taken some Garrett Cole. I'm at a crossroads, not a crossroads, I guess a quandary with pitching, and maybe this would be a good Billy Jones data assignment. For teams that advanced, how much did they get out of pitching compared to other teams that advanced? Like, how important was having a strong regular season staff to advancing out of your first round pod?
Because how would you
you would just isolate pitching scores
for
the entire 12 teams, and how did the top 2 teams
within your pod,
just within your pod?
Okay, dang it, I was hoping to get William Contreras there.
Fun range here.
This is we went with Taylor Ward in the last one. You know what? Let's do it. I think Spencer Strider is going to be a lot earlier. I just want to get ahead of Spencer Strider.
I like the take. I do like the take. He's somebody that could just obliterate any other pitcher in the playoffs, which when it comes down to it, you're trying to win a 2-week sprint. And that, to me, I can't get out of my head. And it really, I think it's not like affecting my decision making too much, but it definitely, it keeps coming back to me to kind of hit me with this like nothing matters ultimatum.
Yeah.
But because I guess the whole point, to bring it back to that Billy Jones, hey, can you do this thing, is because if it turns out that the top 2 teams were like middle of the pack on average for pitcher scoring, then why would you do anything other than shoot for upside and try to just have the highest scoring pitchers for a 2-week stretch?
I think the conventional wisdom at this point is pitchers don't matter at all. Like, volume matters. And if it's true that pitchers don't matter, then having like the ones that can put elite, like as far as if they don't matter to advancing, having these guys with like super potential to advance you in the playoffs seems good. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so counter argument being like, okay, last year Garrett Crochet, and he was at the end and barely drafted. Like, if you had a lot of him, that helped your advance rate, right?
Yeah.
But then he died in the playoffs, and you needed Zach Wheeler in the playoffs.
Yeah. So would you consider, and you don't even have to answer this, this is somewhat rhetorical, but like, just because I don't think there is a right answer, would you consider Garrett Crochet a bad pick in best ball because he was nothing in the playoffs but crushed in the regular season? I personally would say no, that is not a bad pick. Yeah, but I can understand somebody saying yes.
Yeah, I think ultimately no, because and I joked about me peaking in just fantasy sports in general recently, and like at this point, like maybe this is boring and counterintuitive to what a lot of people preach, but I just kind of want to have more chances at this point. Like I had a big win, so if I can have a really nice advance rate and have a bunch of chances, I don't know.
There is a chance that we are really undervaluing just getting there.
Right. In the nothing matters mindset. All right.
Yeah, you could flip it and say nothing matters. Then why not give yourself the most opportunity to get to a finals?
Yeah. Just get there. It's all luck. I mean, the more content you and I make about, I mean, you make even more than I do, but like
it's probably why I'm so jaded. Especially because I'm like we've shifted our focus so much to the dailies.
Yeah.
That it's just like it's one effing slate. Like turn the page. It's something happened that you didn't expect to happen. Try again. But when you're doing it over the course of the season, it's hard to think that way.
Yeah, right. You like just looking back 3 seasons in baseball, like that's still not enough to like feel like we have any idea what's going on.
No, but I do think that we have not yet cracked the code for optimal best ball drafting in any sport.
Right. I think a lot of people say that about baseball, like, oh, there's a lot more to learn, and there is, because there's not as many people banging their head against it. But so just multiply that for baseball. If you think that is true for other sports, then multiply that for baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's so many different ways to kind of take that conversation. What do you think? You can, after you make this pick, how much? So like, think about your top drafted guy this season. What percentage do you think that top drafted guy will be for you this year?
Okay.
Because I think mine is going to be astronomical this year.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get Tyler O'Neill here as a retribution for the last one.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. Before I answer the question, tonight we are drinking 3 Floyd's Zombie Dust.
What kind of beer is that?
That is a IPA.
Nice.
Undead Pale Ale. I can't get the Zombie King there.
I'm playing with fire drinking beer tonight. I'm not supposed to be drinking beer because my wife can smell it, she says. So I'm playing with fire.
Cheers. Let me know what you guys are out there drinking tonight. Julian is at a 35%. Michael Frederick here is guessing Bubba Chandler at 80%. So right now, let's go dinger only. I have one person at 51%.
Wow.
Do you want to take a guess at who that is?
Is it Yelich?
It is a pitcher. It is on the Brewers. Brandon Woodruff.
Okay, nice.
My second highest owned pitcher right now. Like, I don't know that unless we get positive news, that number might stay at 50% on Brandon Woodruff. But number 2, I took in the last draft, Robbie Ray at 45%.
Mm-hmm.
The most drafted outfielder is Christian Yelich at 34.5.
Yeah.
And another guy who, let's see, he is AL East outfielder. So who do you think that is at about 35%?
Josh Lowe?
He's not come up on the stream. No.
This is right team or no?
Wrong team. Right. Wrong team.
Definitely. Who is it?
It is Jason Dominguez.
Ah, nice.
Last couple of weeks, I've just been smashing him because the Junior Caminero hype that we saw off of the the Dominican series, I think is like, and potential more that we're going to get off of him in spring training. I think that potential exists.
Yeah, it's like a warning that it's coming for Dominguez. Like you saw what could happen here. It's going to happen for Dominguez for sure.
This is a spicy one. Brandon Anthony is at 80% Pepio.
I wonder with Dominguez, if he hadn't got called up last year and then like got hurt, or I kind of forget his whole story. I wonder if he'd be more expensive, because I just feel like his debut wasn't as great as people thought. Like it was,
after all the hype.
A great debut.
I mean, I don't think he really even got a debut. They were playing. Sorry.
You're on the clock.
All right, we are going to pull up Bryce Miller here.
I take Bryce Miller here.
I love Bryce Miller this year.
Yeah.
Milo here looked like Pepio, if the Rays playoff schedule wasn't so bad. I don't love Tampa pitchers this year.
Yeah.
Going into potentially 2 rain delays a week. I don't know. Maybe I'm over exaggerating here, but like the amount of starts that are going to get ruined, I think, this year in Tampa Bay, it's going to be really frustrating.
Playing outdoors down there is going to be very interesting.
All right. Julian's got 30%. Last year, Walker, Grayson, Gavin Williams.
It could have been worse, brother. Let me promise you.
Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty bad, but
Robbie here, 60% Miller last year, but 60% Gavin Williams this year. So those guys have swapped. And then as far as infielders go, I do have Wilson Contreras at that same 35% as my top guy.
Yeah, I'm about to grab more Wilson Contreras for sure.
So for me, it's just like when you play the daily game, he always just pops to the top of the Cardinals projections.
Yeah.
And now that he's just playing first base full time, like there's like no worry for me anymore of playing time risk. And they have like the risk is that they want to play a young guy, but I don't know who they have. I don't think there's anybody really to play at first base that is up and coming on that team.
No, I don't think so either. I was not grinding the Cardinals. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. That was actually pretty bad. I was thinking, I mean, it could not have been worse, but I guess I matched you with the Henry Davis stuff. So.
Oh, yes. Henry Davis, who, I mean, there's an opening at first base now in the Pirates. Who's going to fill that? I don't even know what do you think about that?
I know Joey Bart's going to spend some time at first.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, Henry Davis might have to figure it out. I mean, I would love for him to figure it out, but they might just have him pick up a first base glove.
Any Jack Swinsky at first base?
I think, or Endy too. They're going to play Endy.
Okay. All right. So I have plans for this Oakland stack later. So I don't know if I want to take JJ Bleday here. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's potentially overstack Oakland here.
I did like the Jung Ho Lee with Chapman idea.
Yeah.
But can't go wrong with Bleday.
It was an interesting question here. I think something we've talked about, or you've talked about before at least. For people that don't max enter, shouldn't we be more comfortable having higher percent exposures, say 20 to 30%? I think this 20 to 30%, you should be comfortable in max entering too. I think, like, I don't know. I have the risk tolerance for it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, if I think a guy is a smash at price, like, I have no problem taking it. Like, and I think that's true. Like, if you're not max entering, like especially if you're doing small amounts, like if you're doing 20 dinger drafts, like yeah, I think have 50% of your favorite guys.
That's my opinion as well. I think if you're not max entering, you should be taking the guys that you want to. Like, you should have a massive. If you have, like, chances are, if you're drafting this at any volume, even if it's not max, you love baseball and you have
Right.
favorite players, you should lean into those guys. I really do believe that. I think that you should just have big stances.
I mean,
100%.
it goes along with the nothing mattering. Like
100%.
The thing that does matter is having fun, right?
Yes.
And if you can have more fun and lose, a couple $100 by cheering for your guys all season, why not?
Exactly, right? Because if you're talking about, let's say you do 25 dinger drafts, like 20 shares of like one guy, like you love this guy, I think he's gonna have a great year. Like, might as well just capitalize on that and basically treat it like a futures bet or something.
Right, because like last year, the whole Jaron Duran, Brent Rooker thing, like if those were your guys at 50%, you'd have smashed. And
yeah, you're
even if
advancing 50% of your teams.
Even if you did 25 drafts and you didn't take those guys, like you probably lost, right? It doesn't matter who you thought your smashes were.
Yeah.
Right. If you had 50% of Tyler O'Neill, just threw out a name last year, it wouldn't have mattered because.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that the last year's run out especially was wild.
Yeah. Like that leads to another discussion of. All right, we have injury risk.
Never Shane, you're gonna go Steele.
We're gonna go Justin Steele here. Still crossing my fingers. Now that he's in the fantasy landscape to potentially have the conversation with him one day.
Oh yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen. It's weird knowing that like he loves fantasy a lot. Like I think it's so awesome, but it's like also weird.
Betting, like everything. He's all in.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, he's a real one, man. It's pretty awesome. It's so cool that he does like like all the way bridging it over all the way to content is insane. So awesome.
And just how he got into it was just like he's DMing those guys, right?
Yeah,
because he was so into DFS that he just like had all these questions. Like, we love it. So
I think it's so cool.
I will admit that I have completely changed my mind on Justin Steele because of his off-season activities.
Just such a normal guy. I'm like, it's weird. I love Justin Steele. I think he was always one of my favorite daily pitchers to take.
Yeah.
So it's just like so weird to know that he might know who Nez is.
Yeah. I sent him a wall of text. I will admit that. I haven't said that before, but I made the pitch to come on Stacking Dingers.
That would be so cool.
Well, we're still working on it, but
he hasn't even gone on like Rates and Barrels, right?
No, that's true. I mean, that's not. But he wants to talk football, to be honest. So
no, that's true. That's true. He probably knows more about the NFL than he does his fellow league mates.
All right, this is interesting. This does not happen often a lot. We have an outfielder hanging around. We have two outfielders hanging around up at the top.
Yeah, that's quite the fall, right?
Yeah, I saw you take Carlos Rodon. I meant to ask you about that, but
yeah, he just, for me, it was like he had a good year, and if he can do it again, then he's a smash.
Fair enough. It's a simple bet. I mean, he's on the Yankees too. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna have run
mean,
support.
it's not like he's on the Dodgers where they go to the bullpen after the 5th inning every time, right?
Exactly.
All
I like this guy here.
Yep. Yeah. I talked about it on the the second part of the infield stacking dingers episode. Yeah, Cal Raleigh here is just a fine like solo pick for me too.
He gets the catcher stigma, thinking that he doesn't like DH also any day he's not behind the dish.
Yep.
And he's gonna hit 30 some bombs magically while being a Mariner. Just very awesome late round pick.
Yeah.
Kind of like the canary in the coal mine, so to speak, where like, if you see Cal Raleigh, it's about to get bad.
Yeah. The power plays on a weekly basis, even if the playing time for whatever reason goes down this year.
Yep.
So
yeah, which would be a surprise and not in the projections.
Yeah, because like I talked about on that episode, you can go watch it, but like his DH composition is like Mitch Haniger and Mitch Garver. Like,
yeah,
no, I'm not too worried about those guys doing much this year.
Not anymore. Maybe 2 years ago.
I think this is unfair to Cal Raleigh though. Like I understand the sentiment, but Cal Raleigh is a really good hitter.
Yeah, man, that's not like come on.
Also, the best hitter on the Brewers this year is a catcher. So I take a little bit of offense at that comment.
So would you? I guess the question is, I mean, I'm trolling here, but Randy or Julio for number one. I mean,
I wonder. Randy is a big question for me this year. I do not take him at all.
I don't either,
and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, he just seems like one of those guys that you're just like, man, he's just awesome. Why wasn't I drafting Randy? But then the park and I mean like the lineup, I mean like to Julian's point, he's not wrong. The lineup is not great.
Right. Yeah,
they got Victor Robles leading off.
JP Crawford is the pick. He went to Driveline. So, he did the bat speed training. So we need to take him.
Man, I don't know what to make of this Robles breakout though. You know what I mean? Post hype breakout, of course.
I mean post hype breakout.
Yes, yeah. Add 3 more to that.
How many posts can we add?
Yeah.
Robbie and Ooh are gonna be upset if it's not Julio.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if I'll get to Julio. I basically had none of them last year.
Yeah, I was doing Julio Cal Raleigh stacks, but
yeah, that's fair.
All right. Let's see here. All right, we're gonna do it again.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest a pitcher just because of the Strider pick.
Sure.
Let's try to shore up the rotation just in case. I know the bet is that he's ahead of schedule and everything, but I don't think it's a bad idea just knowing that, hey, this guy might not be healthy for the start of the year. Let's shore up that rotation.
Yeah, and I was scrolling, I was looking at infielders to see if there was another power guy that I loved here, and it's not. We've gotten to the accumulator portion of the infield. Bohm, Torres, India, like all of these guys to some extent are accumulators. Not Zach Neto, but we don't know about his shoulder.
I know. I love Neto too, so I hope he's okay.
But I mean, this is where I'm talking about Wilson Contreras being the best pick on the board, because if you scroll up infielder, like he could be going 5 rounds earlier.
I like Nathaniel Lowe here.
Yeah, I have been doing some of that too as part of stacks.
This Nats lineup is like not that bad.
Okay, I'm going on the opposite side of that this year. It still projects terribly. Like
I just think the top half of it is like fine.
I think it's fine. I think the hype is on the like. If you want to talk about teams that have a huge range of outcomes on the offense, yes,
100%.
Washington up there as towards the top. So
and I think it's okay to, if you were going to look at projections, and because they have so like you said, the range of outcomes are so wide. Like what if these young guys, instead of hitting 100 WRC plus, what if they all hit 120? You're like, oh yeah, that's a producing lineup. If Dylan Cruz is who we think he is, CJ Abrams, has the year that he looks like he could have. And then James Wood smashes, like that top half of that lineup is not bad.
all right. We were talking bad about the infielders here, so let's take an innings guy here. Let's take a Mitch Keller. I mean, just fine, whatever. I don't know. I know he's not. We don't have that breakout of it thought anymore on Mitch Keller for.
Yeah, last year was a bit of a step back for old Mitchie, but for where he goes, like he still has had multiple, like, he's had weeks where he's put together 2 quality starts with like 7 to 8 Ks, so he can still have those big weeks.
Yeah, I mean, compare him to Jose Barrios, who in the past I've been in love. Like, he is Jose Barrios for me, right? At this point,
pretty much.
A few years ago, who Jose Barrios is. Julian, I will admit, I don't care about the Bucks either. So this is not.
Did you? This tweet probably never made it across your desk, but so let me first preface this statement by the Hawk Tua girl.
Sure. Yes.
Giannis,
I'm not that out of touch. Okay.
Giannis just discovered Hawk Tua, I think like a couple weeks ago, and Dame Lillard was giving an interview, and you could hear Giannis in the back yelling Hawk Tua. So he had just discovered it, which is so awesome.
Ooh, Robbie's got 36% Julio through 25.
Ooh, that's spicy.
I like it. I mean, you want to talk about post hype? This hype is still there, but he's not being drafted like it. I took him in Roto last year. I had, was it 3rd, 4th pick on a 15 team, and I had this tough decision between Julio Rodriguez and Bobby Witt Jr. And can you guess which way I went?
Bobby, please.
I did not cash that team, so it was the Julio side.
Oh, that's rough.
All right.
Yeah, this is the range where you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course. See, I lost my whole income, my whole savings. All my dog bowl money went into Hawk to a meme coin.
Is this where you do you pull your boy up all the way to this pick, or are you gonna wait?
Let's do it.
All right,
let's do it because I have plans for the late on this team. So let's turn. We got our 7 pitchers. Got a bunch of injury risk. Got some boring guys. I'd say we're we got Strider, Ray, and Woodruff as injury, and then just a bunch of boring guys with it. I mean, Corbin Burns isn't boring, but you know what I mean.
Did Contreras go yet?
No, he goes after all of these outfielders.
Okay.
We can highlight him.
Svi might get some ideas.
Yeah, that's fine. We've got plans for this team. We'll see if they get sniped. I don't know, but no, I will say, I think my biggest thing about Giannis is I love him as a person. Like your story about him, just like he is not the typical NBA player,
No, he's
and
not.
like just I think he fits in this like Wisconsin mold really well. Like even though like he doesn't fit in here at all, like actually physically or visually or you know but his personality and like family first forward
Yes.
like thing, like I love that. I don't really care about the Bucks at all, but like just him being part of the Bucks I think is awesome for
I know.
the
I hope he
city.
stays there for a long time.
Yeah, I mean there was like talk, right, as part of these crazy trades that were going on in the NBA that he could be on the block, or at least with the craziness that is happening with Luka, like
Thankfully, with the way that like things are structured in the NBA, like he's likely to just stay there his whole career because that's where he can get the most money. But if he ever requested a trade, they would based on the power that players have, they would have no choice but to honor it and trade him. So hopefully he never does that.
Yeah. All right.
I think this is where you take Wilson, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm at 7.55. With what I have planned, I still need one more outfielder.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you have planned. I like this team, though. I like this team a lot right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Wilson Contreras was not part of the plan, but he was there, and
yeah, you got me excited. I was sleeping big time on Wilson Contreras. He's about to get into my portfolio in a big way.
I mean, he is 32. It's not like he's young.
Yeah.
He has, I don't know. He has a lot of wear on his body being a catcher. Like injuries could still happen at first base, but like
I mean that's just such a better. That's so much better for his outlook, though.
Yeah.
Like it could help him. You could easily say he's likely to stay healthier now.
Yeah.
He's not getting hit with bats and shit, and he's less tired every game because he's not catching every game too.
Exactly. All right. Let's see. Couple of options here for outfielder.
Is your big plan an infielder or an outfielder?
Yeah. I mean, it's not a huge plan.
But it is a plan.
It is a plan.
Got to stick to it.
But, okay, so I know outfield is gross, right? And I do keep taking these guys, right? Garrett Mitchell, Jake McCarthy, Victor Robles, Joe Adele, like Heston Kierstead. But I'm really starting to worry about if we're taking these guys too much.
Yeah.
Because they're getting drafted every draft. And like one scroll down, we got Luke Raley and Max Kepler. Well, you did it before. Mm-hmm. Max Kepler, who's not getting taken in every draft. Right. But I am having a hard time getting out of this thought. But
I like Luke Raley as a pick a lot.
But yeah, we're gonna go. These are the two I'm between here, just to go with Cal Raleigh with Victor Robles, and just to snipe woo on Garrett Mitchell. But we're not gonna do that. That was just to make him sweat. We queued him up to make him sweat.
Garrett Mitchell is a very interesting pick right now because the playing time seems to be like a pretty big question mark for Garrett Mitchell. I do think that he has quite the ceiling, though.
Yeah. I keep getting stuck because the Brewers have this archetype now, right? They're going back to this. Let's win like the Royals won the World Series. I don't know what, 10 years ago. I don't even know.
Yeah, a long
at
time.
this point.
Now it's like 10 plus years ago.
Even 10 plus years ago. I should have just
horrible.
said that.
Horrible.
Right. They have built this offense just like the same archetype guy, light hitting speedsters, right?
Yeah.
And then Wilson Contreras.
Yes.
That is the lineup.
Yeah, you hit him in.
Right. You hit him in. Yelich, you're going to hit some in too, but
yeah,
mostly you're just on base guy.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not giving Mitchell's power potential enough just among the rest of the guys.
Right.
Maybe I'm putting too much of the team that I dislike. I know you're a big Sal Frelick guy, but the guy does not.
Well, he's a slap hitter for sure.
Mitchell has that potential, so I get it. But
yeah, and I am just a little confused. I mean, I get projections. What they do, what they're trying to do. Everybody just really just does not respect Mitchell's. Like, he was a really good prospect, right?
Yeah, first round pick. Yeah.
No one's like really putting much respect on him. That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that.
I think he's going to retire.
Yeah, I know who has room for JD Martinez on their team.
If he was a lefty, maybe. I think he's done. Hey, what's up, Nikita? All right. So we are at 756. All right, let's do it. Shea Bangaliers, get in here.
Let's go.
I don't think Mang's going to take him here, but we're just doing this Oakland overstack. That was the plan. It's not too. It was maybe telegraphed a little bit, but Shea Bangaliers, get in here. We have the 3-catcher infield, so
yes,
not exactly highly recommended when you're building a team, but
I mean, he's not a catcher anymore. It's okay. As in Wilson.
Is he? Is he not going to catch? Have I been secretly taking a really good pick? A lot better than I thought.
Is he not? I thought he was moving to first base full time.
I missed that.
Based on what you said and some stuff that I.
Oh no, Contreras, right?
Yes.
Not Shea Langonier. I thought you were talking about Shea.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to get your hopes up there.
Yes, Wilson Contreras, first base full time. Yes, because they have Herrera and Pages, both good catchers. They have a good tandem already at catcher, so they don't need Contreras to catch. And as they showed last year, they don't want him to catch.
That too. Man, Soderstrom goes.
That's all right. Robbie's in here. That's all right.
You could take Jacob Wilson.
No, I cannot. In fact, you want to talk about guys with no power?
Who needs power?
I prefer it in my underdog hitters, but
I just want to take Jacob Wilson on a couple teams just to say that I did it, just to be the only person with Jacob Wilson.
What if?
Henny is always in our streams throwing out these text emotes. It's hilarious.
What if Jacob Wilson is the guy you need?
So that's all I have to say.
I mean, yeah, if you're taking Jacob Wilson, you don't want to watch the end of the second part of the infielder. stream.
Who brings him up?
Well, no, basically at the end we went by team, like everybody that had an ADP. And yeah, I was not. It was Langoliers and Soderstrom for me, and
Soderstrom's a really good pick.
No Jacob Wilson. Just does not fit the underdog hitter type that I want.
No, for sure. There. I wonder who. So, are you looking infield here?
Yeah. Because we're this is gonna be a 7-7-6. We got Tucker, Rooker. Yeah, I mean, I don't love this outfield group when going 3 Oakland, but this is the team we're building, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's still. You still got 3 really good infielders on this team, at least. Your outfielders, like to start. Like we took those guys really early.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, and here I have 3 targets that I love at this point.
Yeah.
Is these 3 guys.
I was going to ask, man, like Rhys Hoskins here.
Right. Yeah. I said it on the latest episode, not to keep saying that, but I think he still has a potential like 30 home run season in him.
That's very much in the range of outcomes for Rhys.
The concept of it being that last season was still him recovering from the ACL, getting his health back 100%.
Yeah.
And like he still hits the ball hard, Yeah. He did lose some EV and max EV last season, right? Mm-hmm. So he's hitting the point where like you can attribute to the age, but I want to give him one more year of attributing it to potentially the injury and not age, right? And just like if it's gone this year, like it's gone, right?
Yep.
But
yeah, I love all 3 of those picks too.
Yeah, and Correa, like you look at his numbers when he was in the lineup last year, he was awesome.
He was so good. Like it blew my mind how good he was when he was healthy. And man, yeah, I think it was like late in the season last year. I forget what it was, but he it's always something with Correa. Yeah. But I had him a lot in the 7th inning stretch contest because he was like so cheap, and I'm like, this guy is having a career year right now. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and like Diaz, like Houston needs hitters, right?
He's gonna hit like every day.
That outfield is terrible. They need hitters.
Yeah, he's DHing any day he's not catching.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we did it. We did 2 drafts. Nez,
that was fun.
It was excellent to have you here. Yeah, what's the Badge Bros plan for baseball? I mean, fit them in where you can, like you have been doing.
Basically, yeah. We'll end up doing them. I think mostly like behind the paywall for our members on the Badge Bros channel. So keep an eye out on those streams. We will tend to announce those ahead of time. Thanks guys for hanging out with us. I'm back Monday. Just me. No John. John's out of office on Monday. And I may do some baseball then, but I think I am mostly doing, or I'm going to do the dance, the NBA playoff best ball contest just released. So I'm going to do some of that, but probably some baseball as well. So yeah, should be fun. Glad you hit me up for this, man. This is a good idea.
Yes.
Had a lot of fun.
Thank you for putting the nose strip on. I appreciate it.
I was getting a little stuffy this evening.
All right. So for Nez and myself, get out there and go fill some baseball lobbies.